Okay, just looking over our stuff here. We've got, here's our formulas, right? Our SOHCAHTOA stuff. If we're going to tackle a question, I might even put at the top of the page or whatever, it's posted in the classroom. So if it wasn't, I would be writing my SOHCAHTOA. Right? And it refers to these. Sine of my angle is the opposite over the hypotenuse. Cos of my angle is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Tan of my angle is the opposite over the adjacent. We also got to remember how to label this stuff. Hypotenuse across from the 90. Opposite across from the angle in question, or the angle that we're dealing with, using. Adjacent, the leftover side. Okay? We're going to do some find the angle now. So this one's slightly different. We want so this question says determine the measure of angle H. It's got it labeled there, but I always like marking it because it gets me thinking about labeling the sides. Here's my 90 degrees. Across from my 90 degrees is my hypotenuse, always. Across from my angle here is my opposite, always. That means my leftover is here. I don't have any information about the hypotenuse. So, when I think of my SOHCAHTOA, which one am I going to be using? There's nothing about the hypotenuse. Those two are gone. It's got to be tan. So I'm going to set it up right here. Tan. I can put an A for angle, but we're looking for angle H. So I'm going to put an H there. Tan of angle H. That's what I want to find out. Is the opposite, which is 3.5 over 1.4. So it's 3.5 over 1.4. Now this is where we're running into something new here. We need, whenever we're solving, we need the variable to be all by itself. What's not letting it be all by itself is this word tan here. I want to get tan over to the other side. And we said you got to do the opposite operation of tan, right? So if I bring tan to the other side, the opposite of it is a thing called tan inverse. The opposite, inverse meaning the opposite of tan. We're going to do the opposite. So it's this tan with a -1. And this looks scary, but I'm going to show you on the calculator that once we get to here, all we did was sub in, move the tan word to the other side. It becomes tan inverse. We just draw that little -1 there. And it's actually not scary at all because, let me make my calculator bigger again. Looking at my calculator here, if we look at tan right here on the calculator, right above it there, in yellow, is tan inverse. On all the calculators, on all your scientific calculators, if you've got, like if I look at that sharp one that I showed earlier, it's got right above it in orange, tan inverse. So it's usually right above the tan button. So, in order to get to that, because it's in yellow, second is in yellow, and if I push tan, there it is. So there's tan inverse. So this is going to be as easy as just pushing shift to get to that tan inverse. Okay? Oh, I've turned green. I don't know why. Anyways, let's try and finish this question out. Oh, there, I've gone back. Probably because that calculator was in the way. I don't know. Anyway, So it's 3.5 divided by 1.4. All we got to do is put that in. Remember, a fraction is just meaning divide. 3.5 divide by 1.4. I'm going to close this bracket up. I'm going to do this, tan inverse of it. What it's saying is that is 68 point, I'm going to say 2 degrees. So H is equal to 68.2 degrees. There we go. That's it. Finding the angle is actually easier than finding the side because it's the exact same every time. There isn't one of these harder ones because something's missing on the bottom. It's always like that. So you want to label your triangle, choose which ratio, sine, cos, or tan, sub in, do it on your calculator. You're done. Piece of cake. So maybe we'll do one of these. Then determine the measure of angle A. Determine tan A. Okay, I'll do A just because I've got the most space with the calculator there. Let me find where I am. Okay, so it says determine the measure of angle A. That's my angle. I'm going to do this one quicker like I would. Hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. Actually, it tells you up there we're going to be using tan. And that's why, because we have no information for the hypotenuse. So tan of angle A. The opposite is 47. The adjacent is 114. I'm going to bring that word tan away from that angle A. And then I just got to do it on the calculator. Second tan 47 divide by 114 equals, boom, that angle is 22.4 degrees. There we go. That's it. That's how easy these are. Mark it. Choose the correct sine, cos, or tan ratio to use. Then bring tan to the other side. You're doing a second tan on your calculator, or a second sine, or a second cos, depending upon what one it is. Okay, I'm going to take a break now.